Hey people, I just wanted to show you about my squat rack. A lot of people want to buy expensive workout equipment. They want to buy a squat rack, or pull-up bar, or bench, and they may not have a lot of money to spend on things like that, or they may not have a lot of space. But if you have a plot of land, even if you live in a townhouse or something like that, or you don't have a lot of space, let me tell you, this is what I wound up doing a long time ago. And this is my squat rack. So what I wound up doing was simply getting my hands on some 4x4s. These are 4x4s. You see how big they are, how thick they are? They're not small. So it's about, well, they may be 6x6s actually. These are 6x6s. See that? Got one of those, or maybe you can get two of those. To me, this thing is about sternum high, almost chest high, maybe sternum and chest high. Depends on how tall you are, but at any rate, all you have to do is go down here. You see what I did was I dug two holes. I have about maybe 1.5 to 2 feet of this underground. But at any rate, you're gonna dig a hole. You're gonna stick the post in. You have to square it up. I'm gonna show you later how I did it. And you're gonna pour concrete in there, a bag of concrete, add water, and let this thing sit. And it's gonna dry. It's gonna be nice and firm. It's not going anywhere. And then for the stoppers, I don't recommend this, but what I did was, for my stoppers, I got some big old nails, put them in here so that the bar rests in here. And even if it were to roll, it's not gonna roll. It's not gonna move these nails. And then in the back, I just put a board in the back. I attached a board in the back, so that the weight won't roll that way. So that's my catch. I have a squat rack in the backyard. I don't know, it probably cost 30 or 40 bucks. Probably not even that, because I think the board was already here. So it was probably less than 30 bucks for the entire rack, and it holds a lot of weight. I mean, I've had 300 pounds up here and it won't even move the thing. So I mean, this is a good idea. I'm going to show you some of the tools I use to do this, and I'm also going to show you how I did the pull-up bar in a second. Okay, these are the tools that you can use. This is what I used. So you all know what that is. That's a shovel in the middle. You're gonna need the shovel. Use a shovel to dig your holes. Or I also have one of these. It's for like putting posts in, like fence posts or whatever. If you have one of these, you could use this or the shovel. So don't actually go out and buy a bunch of equipment. If you have a shovel, a round head shovel, not a flat head, because a flat head is harder to dig with. Flat head is mostly for like scooping, but to dig, just get yourself a shovel. I probably got all this at Goodwill, probably, knowing me. But you're gonna get a shovel, so you can need something to dig your holes. Like I did about 1.5 to 2 feet deep. I think you were 2 feet deep, to make sure you have enough depth. You're gonna put your post in there. Now the other thing you're gonna need is a level. You can get a level. I had a long level like this. Shoot, you can go to the dollar store and get a level, a shorter one. But the whole point is that you're gonna use the level. Once you put the post into the hole, remember, dig the hole 2 feet deep. You're gonna insert the post, but you also want to make sure that the post is level. That's what you're gonna need to use the level for. You see, with this level, you want to make sure that the bubble is in between the lines. You don't want the post to the side like that. You don't want the post sideways like that. So that's what this level is for, so that you can ensure that once you stick the pole in the hole, you want it level. So go ahead and stick the pole in the hole first, then pour your concrete in, and then you're gonna have to manipulate the pole to make sure that it's level. You want it level here, and even on the back side, you don't want it leaning that way or this way. You want to make sure it's level. Now what's going to help you level this up is once you stick the post in the hole, you're going to pour your bag of concrete in there, and you may need something to help you level it off. So you can get like a block or a brick or a big rock or something like that, and then you can put it down on either side of the post to make sure that you have it level, because once you pour that water in and that concrete sets, it's not going to move. So you're going to need the level to make sure your posts are straight. And you also want to make sure that the posts line up with each other. You know, one's not taller than the other. So you can take a broom handle or something to that effect, anything that's going to straddle both sides, and then you can put that across there to ensure that it's level. Now, when I was telling you earlier about using something, you can put something in the hole to keep this thing. I wouldn't put a wood block in it, but once you have the hole set, something like a brick or a big stone or something in the hole, level it off. And then you're also gonna take something like this and run it across the tops of the post, and then you're going to get your level, and that's how you determine if the posts are the same height. You see that? You want the bubble between the lines. If you're doing it this way, you have to use the horizontal bubble and make sure that the bubble is between the lines to make sure that your posts are even. So at any rate, so you're going to level the top, and you're going to level the size of the pole. And also what I did was I went along the front of the poles. Go along the front of the posts and make sure that one's not crooked. If the face of both posts are touching your board or your broom handle or your PVC pipe, then you're good. You don't want one turned away from the other. So these are just tools that we use to level the post. Okay, so like I told you before, you can make a pull-up bar the same way as you can make the squat rack. You see, you're gonna put the concrete at the base. Same deal, same thing. Only difference is these posts probably don't have to be as thick. See, they're not quite as thick as the ones I used for the squat rack. And also, I got these bars, maybe from Lowe's, and they're threaded. And then you have this collar here, or you can call it a flange. And I got galvanized screws. You see, because this is threaded, you can space your poles out. You just space the post out the right length. These bars come in different lengths, and I'm able to do pull-ups and dips on them. I don't know if that's what these are made for, but they're certainly strong enough for me to do pull-ups and dips. So I have this one here that's fairly low to the ground, and I have another one, another set that's higher. See that? That's really for pull-ups. And then we use this one also for gymnastics as well. We have two of these, one higher and one lower. But the same deal goes. You just have to make sure that you space your post out the right distance. And you know that by measuring. You measure, and you want to figure out how long your bars are, obviously. And then you want to just screw them into the flange, and you can mount them like that. It's fairly simple.